We are at stage 11, paragraph page 996.
Yes.
996.
Yeah.
Okay, and our last headword was disability, newer type of
Mhm.
lesson.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, very good. So let's start with our revision. Okay, let me just scroll down. Okay, here we go. First question. Is it still important to learn proper typing technique if you want to work as a secretary these days? Is it still important to learn proper typing technique if you want to work as a secretary these days? Yes or no?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
still
It's still
important to
important
learn
to learn
proper
proper
typing technique
typing technique
if you want to
if
work
you want to
as a
work as
secretary
a
these
secretary these
days.
days.
Very good. Do we use the same unit of measurement when considering small volumes of liquid as we do when measuring large volumes? Do we use the same unit of measurement when considering small volumes of liquid as we do when measuring large volumes? Yes or no?
No,
We don't
we
use
don't
the same
use the
unit
same
of
unit of
measurement
measurement
when considering
when
small
considering
volumes of
small
liquid
volumes of liquid,
as we do
as we
when
know,
measuring as
as
we
we do
do when measuring
when measuring
large volumes.
large volumes.
Very good. What are two other common names we can use instead of pullover? What are two other common names we can use instead of pullover? Two other
Two
common
other
names
common
we
names
can
you
use
can use
instead of
instead of
pullover are
pullover
sweater
are sweater
and
and
jumper.
jumper.
Very good. Is there any difference between a professor and a lecturer? Is there any difference between a professor and a lecturer? Yes,
Yes,
there's a
there is a
difference
difference
between a
between
professor
a professor
and a
and
lecturer.
a lecturer.
What's the difference?
The
A,
difference
prof- mhm.
is
A professor
a
is
professor is higher position than
than
a
a lecturer.
lecturer.
Very good. Okay, would you say you were good at giving people directions? Would you say you were good at giving people directions? Yes or no?
Yes,
I'd say
I
I
say
was good at
I was good at
giving people
giving
directions.
people directions.
But if I drove from there to the nearest station, how many turnings would I make? If I drove from there to the nearest station, how many turnings would I have to make? If you drove
If
from
you
here
go from
to the
here
nearest
to the
station,
nearest
you'd have to
station, you
make.
have to make two turnings.
Very good. Okay. When on holiday, do you enjoy getting together with other tourists to go on organized excursions? When on holiday, do you enjoy getting together with other tourists to go on organized excursions? Yes or no?
Yes,
When on
when
holiday,
on
I
holidays,
enjoy
I
getting
enjoy
together
getting
with
together
other
with
tourists
other
to
tourists
go on
to go
an
on
organized
organized
excursion.
excursion.
Why? Why? Because
Because I like talking to other people.
very good. Okay. Which would you enjoy more this evening? A large party at a public venue or a small get together at someone's houses? Which would you enjoy more this evening? A large party at a public venue or a small get together at someone's houses? I'd enjoy
I enjoy small
get together
get
at
together
someone's
at
house
someone's house
more than a
rather
large
more than
party
a large
at a
party
public
at
venue
a public
this
venue
evening.
this evening.
Why? Why? Because
Because I don't like
crowded?
crowded place.
Crowded play. Yeah, very good. Me neither. Okay, very good. What is meant when someone shouts look out or watch out? What is meant when someone shouts look out or watch out? When someone
When
shouts
someone
look
shouts,
out
look
or
out,
watch out, they
watch
mean
out, they
be
mean
careful,
you
usually
be careful.
because
Usually cause
something dangerous
something
is about
dangerous
to
is
happen.
about to happen.
Very good. What does a soldier do when he's told to keep a lookout? What does a soldier do when he's told to keep a lookout? When a soldier
When
is
a
told
soldier is
to
told
keep a lookout,
to keep a
he
lookout,
stays alert
he stays
and
alert and quickly
carefully observes,
carefully
everything.
carefully
Observe, like
observe
observation. Very good.
the
One more. When When
Ah,
soldier
when
is
the
told
soldier is told
to keep a
to
lookout,
keep lookout,
he stays alert
he stays
and
alert
carefully
and
observes
carefully observes
everything happening
everything
in the
happening
surrounding area
in the surrounding area
to check
to
for
check
unusual
for
activity.
unusual activity.
Very good. What happens when there's a security alert at a railway station or an airport? What happens when there's a security alert at a railway station or an airport? When
When
there's a
there is a
security
security
alert
alert
at a
at
railway
a
station
railway
or
station
an
or
airport,
an
all
airport,
services
all
are
services
disrupted
are disrupted
or have to be
or have
suspended
to be suspended
until the alert
until
is
the
over.
alert is over.
Very good. Do you enjoy listening to and reading gossips? Do you enjoy listening to and reading gossips? Yes or no?
No,
I don't
I don't
enjoy
enjoy
listening to
listening
and
to
reading gossips.
reading gossip.
Very good. Okay. When you eventually retire from work, what kind of hobbies do you think you might pursue to help fill your extra leisure time? When you eventually retire from work, what kind of hobbies do you think you might pursue to help fill your extra leisure time? When I
When
eventually
I eventually
retire
retire
from
from
work,
work,
I think I
I
might
think I
pursue
might pursue
hobbies
the
such as
hobby such as playing golf
to help
to help fill
fill my extra
my
leisure time.
extra leisure time.
Very good. When police officers are pursuing a suspect, why do they turn on the siren in their car? When police officers are pursuing a suspect, why do they turn on the siren in their car? When police
When the
officers
police officer
are pursuing a
are
suspect,
pursuing the
they turn
suspect,
on the
they turn
siren
on the
in
siren
their car
in their
to
car
warn other
to
drivers
warn other
to be
drivers
careful,
to be
etc.
careful, etc.
Very good. Which disability do you imagine has the biggest impact on a person's life? Being deaf or being blind? Which disability do you imagine has the biggest impact on a person's life? Being deaf or being blind? The disability
The
that
disability
I
that
imagine
imagine
has the biggest impact
has the biggest
on a
impact
person's
on
life
a person's life
is
is being
being
blind,
being blind. Why? Why do you think so? Because
because I think I can spend my life with ease if I'm blind.
very good, like a big deaf. Very good. Okay, very good. So now let's move on to answering word building exercise two. Please get your book.
I've already finished
You're
this
done with
activity.
that.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
very good. There's no note from the last teacher. Okay, let's continue Newark. Very good. Okay, so let's continue Newark. Okay, let's start writing an informal letter or email. Okay, let me take note first. Writing an informal letter or email. Okay, so let's have some key information. Let's talk about writing an informal letter or an informal email. So, the initial greeting on an informal email or letter should start with dear and then the name of the people you're going to send it, or hi and then the name of the person. Contraction must be used because it's informal. Not using them would be unnatural. Signaling the end, though, at about when you're about to end the letter, the common expression used is I'd better get going now. Looking forward to hearing from you soon. Can't wait to see you. Send my love to your family, etc. And then the ending or finish it with best wishes, love, bye for now, etc. Okay, okay, next repeat. Delicious.
Delicious.
Very good. Okay, delicious is an adjective. It means very pleasant to taste. For example, I ate my dinner with my friends at a restaurant last weekend. Although it's not a proper restaurant, the food was delicious. Okay, so let's practice. How do we usually start an informal letter or email? How do we usually start an informal letter or email? We usually
We
start an
usually start
informal letter
an
or
informal letter
email
or
with
email
dear name
with their
or
name
hi name.
or high name.
Should we use contractions in this kind of writing? Should we use contractions in this kind of writing? Yes, we
Yes,
should
we
use
should use
contractions in this
contractions
kind of
in this
writing.
kind of writing.
Tell me some expressions we often use near the end of an informal letter or email. Tell me some expressions we often use near the end of an informal letter or email. Some
Some
expressions we
expressions
often
we
use
often
near
use
the end
near
of an
the end
informal
of an
letter or
informal letter
email
or
are
emails
I'd
are
better get
I
going now.
better get going now.
Looking forward
Looking
to
forward
hearing from you
to
soon.
hearing from you soon.
Can't wait to see you.
Can't wait to see you.
Send my love to your
Send my
family,
love to your family,
etc.
etc.
Very good. Then how can we finish such a letter or email? And how can we finish such a letter or email? We can
We
finish
can
such a
finish
letter or
such
email
letter or
with
email with
best
with
wishes,
best, best wishes,
love, bye
love,
for now,
bye for now,
etc.
etc.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. News agents.
News agents
On sale.
on sale.
Very good. Okay, let's see. News agents is a noun. It is the British term for the shop that sells newspaper and magazine. In America, they call it a newsstand. For example, I always drop by the news agents every morning to buy a newspaper. On sale is an American expression that means available for people to buy at a price that is lesser than the usual price. For example, all computers will go on sale. So it means it will be sold for a reduced price later this month. Before leaving on holiday on a long flight, I look around the airport bookshop or news agents to see what novels and magazines are on sale. Okay, let's practice. Before leaving on holiday or long flight, do you look around the airport bookshop or news agents to see what novels and magazines are on sale? Before leaving on a holiday or long flight, do you look around the airport bookshop or news agents to see what novels and magazines are on sale? Yes or no?
Yes,
Before leaving
before
on a
leaving
holiday
on
or
a
long
holiday
flight,
or a
I
long
look
flight,
around
I
the
look
airport
around
bookshop, the airport bookshop
airport bookshop
or news agents
or news agents
to see
to
what
see
novels
what
and
novels
magazines
and
are on
magazines
sale.
are on sale
Why? Why? Because
because
uh,
I I want to read something on a flight.
on the flight, because it takes too long, you can have much time to read. Very good. Okay, next word is transfer.
Transfer.
Very good. Okay, listen. Transfer is a verb. It means to move data, move money, or move something, etc., from one place to another electronically. For example, some people don't prefer to transfer money from one country to another via the internet because they feel it isn't adequately secure. Let's practice. Why do some people prefer not to transfer money from one country to another via the internet? Why do some people prefer not to transfer money from one country to another via the internet? Some people
Some
prefer
people
not to
prefer
transfer
not to
money
transfer
from
money
one country
from one
to
country
another
to another
via the internet
via the internet
because they feel
because
it
they feel
it
it
isn't adequately
isn't
secure.
adequately secure.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. Make for.
Make for
Exit.
exit.
Very good. Okay, listen. Make for, when we say make for, it's a phrasal verb. It means to go towards a place quickly, to go somewhere quickly. For example, after I left the office, I made straight for home. So he quickly went home. Exit is a noun. It means something such as a door that is used as a way to go out of a place. Exit. For example, if there were a fire alert in this building, I'd make for the emergency exit. So it means I'll go straight to the emergency exit right away. Let's practice. If there were a fire alert in this building, which exit would you make for? If there were a fire alert in this building, which exit would you make for? If there were
If
a
there
fire
were
alert
a fire
in
alert
this building,
in this
I'd make
building,
for
I
the
make for
emergency exit.
emergency exit.
Very good. Next, repeat. Technical.
Technical,
Ballet.
ballet,
Very good. Okay, listen. Technical is an adjective. It means relating to the special skills or techniques needed to do a particular job or a particular activity. For example, A pianist and a painter need good technical skills. The technical aspect of computers sometimes confuse me. Okay. Next word is ballet. Ballet is a noun. It is the kind of dancing that is performed on a stage and that uses dance, music, costumes, and scenery to tell a story. For example, professional ballet dancers need very high levels of technical skills. Let's practice. Do professional ballet dancers need very high levels of technical skill? Do professional ballet dancers need very high levels of technical skill? Yes,
Yes,
professional ballet
professional ballet
dancers need
dancers
very
need
high
very
levels
high
of
level
technical
of
skill.
technical skill.
Do the technical aspect of computers sometimes confuse you? Do the technical aspect of computers sometimes confuse you? Yes or no?
No,
The technical
the
aspect of
technical aspects
computers
of
don't
computers
confuse
don't
me.
confuse me.
Very good. Next, repeat. Entry,
Entry,
visa.
visa.
Very good. Okay, listen. Entry is a noun. It means the act of going into or entering a place. Gain entry means to secure or to succeed in entering a place. Gain entry. For example, the thieves gained entry through a back window. Visa is a noun. It means an official mark or stamp on a passport that allows someone to enter or leave a country, usually for a particular reason. For example, we have work visa, student visa, tourist visa. There are many countries whose citizen can gain entry to my country without the need for a visa, including Japan, Singapore, Thailand, US, etc. Let's practice. Are there many countries whose citizen can gain entry to your country without the need for a visa? Are there many countries whose citizen can gain entry to your country without the need for a visa? Yes or no?
No,
There aren't
there
many
are
countries
many
whose
countries
citizen can
whose
gain
citizens to
one
gain
whose
can
citizen
whose
can
citizens
gain entry
can gain
to
entry
my country
to my country
without the need for a
without the
visa.
need for a visa.
Very good. Next, repeat. At war.
A
Well, at
bar
war.
at war.
Very good, Gilson. At war means a situation in which people fight one another. For example, many countries around the world were at war with one another between 1939 and 1945, World War II. Okay, let's practice. Were many countries around the world at war with one another between 1939 and 1945? Were many countries around the world at war with one another between 1939 and 1945? Yes,
Yes,
many
many
countries around the
countries
world
around the
were
world
at war
were at
with
war
one
with
another
one another
between
during
1939 and
1939 and
1945.
1945.
Very good. Next, repeat. Give somebody a lift.
Give somebody a lift.
Very good. Dreadful.
Dreadful.
Very good. Okay, listen. When we say give somebody a lift, it means to give someone a free ride in your vehicle or a car or any vehicle. For example, the party finished very late and I couldn't see any taxi. I needed a lift to the bus station. Luckily, someone gave me a lift. The word dreadful is an adjective. It means very bad or very unpleasant. Dreadful. For example, if a friend of mine who I knew was a dreadful driver offered to give me a lift, I'd make some excuses. Okay, let's practice. If a friend of yours who you knew was a dreadful driver offered to give you a lift, what would you do? If a friend of yours who you knew was a dreadful driver offered to give you a lift, what would you do? If a friend of
If a
mine
friend of
who I
mine
knew
who I
was a
knew
dreadful driver
was a dreadful driver
offered to give me a lift,
offered to give me a lift,
I'd.
I refuse
Very good. Why? Why? Because?
because I don't want to get into trouble.
Very good. Perfect. Okay. Next word is appropriate.
Appropriate,
Interval.
interval,
Destruct.
distract,
Cast.
cast.
Very good. Okay, listen. Appropriate is an adjective. It means right or suited for some purpose or situation. For example, The clothes I'm wearing are appropriate for the weather we're having today. Interval. Interval is a noun. It means a period of time between two events or pause. Distract is a verb. It means to get someone's attention and prevent them from concentrating on something. For example, loud noise can distract me from studying. Cast. The word cast is a noun. It means the actors in a play, in a film or television show. For example, if I weren't enjoying a play at the theater, it would be more appropriate to leave during an interval than during the performance itself, because leaving during the performance might well distract members of the audience and even distract the cast. Okay, very good. So let's practice. In your opinion, are the clothes I'm wearing appropriate for the weather we're having today here? In your opinion, are the clothes I'm wearing appropriate for the weather we're having today? Yes or no?
Yes,
In my opinion,
in my
the
opinion,
clothes
the
you're
clothes
wearing
you are
are
wearing
appropriate
are
for the
appropriate
weather
for the
you're
weather
having today.
you are having today.
Very good. If you weren't enjoying a play at the theater, why would it be more appropriate to leave during an interval than during the performance itself? If you weren't enjoying a play at the theater, why would it be more appropriate to leave during an interval than during the performance itself? If I
If
weren't
I was
enjoying a play
enjoying
at the
a
theater,
play at the theater,
it'd be more
it will be
appropriate
more
to
appropriate
leave during
to
an
read
interval
during the interval
than
uh,
during the
than
performance
during the
itself,
performance itself.
because leaving
For
during
the reading
during the performance
during the
might
performance
well distract
might well distract
members of the audience,
members of the
the
audience
audience, and even the cast.
and even the cast.
Very good. Okay, so now let's move on to our reading.
Okay.
Very good. Okay, so reading is at stage 8, paragraph page 688. Last headword was
Hmm.
combined. Okay, please start at headword idiom 26. Go in one ear and out the other.
Okay. Idiom 26. Go on. Go in one ear and out the other.
Very good.
Be hard, but then immediately together.
Mhm.
What does idiom go in one ear and out the other mean? The idiom go in one ear and out the other means be heard but then immediately forgotten.
Mhm.
Give me an example, please. I've told my son 100 times not to go out without his coat on, but it goes in one ear and out the other. Heads, tails, extend as far as. How far does the road outside this window extend? The road outside this window extends as far as next town.
Mhm.
Extend your arms towards the ceiling, please. What are you doing? I'm extending my arms towards the ceiling.
Very good.
Future time closes.
Okay, start at page
The,
691. Tell me.
yeah, the, uh, tell me the difference between these two sentences. When she writes a letter, she will drink a coffee, and when she has written the letter, she will drink a coffee. The difference between these two sentences is that when she writes a letter, she will drink a coffee, means that it is possible that the two actions will happen at the same time or one after the other. Whereas when she has written the letter, she will drink a coffee means that she will write first and then, after that, drink. Trust.
Very good.
Is there anyone you can think of who you could trust with your life? Yes, there is someone I can think of who I could trust with my life. Do you think it's a good idea for parents to put money in a trust for their children so that the children can only use it when they reach a certain age?
Okay,
Yes.
very good. So,
Oh,
but we
oh, oh,
stop there
yeah.
for today. But very good,
Mhm.
very good reading, very good dictation, and excellent practice.